So I am going to attempt to do 50 words in a minute. The best I've ever done is 45. I've done that a couple times. And I want to explain more my thought process so that people don't just constantly ask me, "How did you do it?" Because I get it. You want to know how to do it. So I'm gonna do it, memorize it, and I'm gonna go through it as I'm recalling. I'll tell you how I did it. Shorts formal lightning. Shorts formal lightning. Shorts formal lightning. Shorts formal lightning. Shorts formal lightning.
It was like extract, maybe?
Okay. Oh, I remember now. Rose, chemist, host, and then coffin, holy. It was something scary. It was like terrifying or horrid. Okay. Go, vision, spare, shelter, conservative, decimal, home, argue, kernel, deletion, quit, panel, ruler. Still not sure about extract. Um, I don't know how to spell kernel, so that's just down to a spelling issue. Wow! I'm happy with that. So let me now go through and show you how I did that. Ooh, I should have taken. Yeah, I could have corrected that, but I was trying to rush through for a freaking TikTok video, so I didn't check my spelling, but that could have been it. Damn it. All right. So the way I did that, I'm using a mind palace, right? If you see my videos, you've heard me talk about this. I put the first three words onto my bed, the next three words on my nightstand, then the shower, then the bookshelf, whatever. So I have this route that I'm doing mentally, and I'm dropping three words off on each location. Now, you may have noticed I just said shorts formal lightning. I just said that to myself. And then I just visualized the last two, kind of imagine typing Hasselvalve. So I had a time save there where I just do the last five words really quickly, not really visualizing them, just saying them. That's just to save a little bit of time. But for the rest of this, right, I started on my bed, go vision spare. So imagine I'm going and then I have a vision of a spare tire. And so I form that, try to make it a little bit of a strong image, and just drop it on my bed. So on my bed, go have a vision of a spare. All right, now I'm on my nightstand. On my nightstand is shelter conservative decimal. So imagine it's like a shelter, like a homeless shelter, and in it are conservatives. I would imagine like Mitch McConnell, Donald Trump, and they're like organizing books like a Dewey Decimal System. Pretty much every time I see the word decimal, I think of something with a library or a decimal system. Um, so shelter, and then in that shelter is conservatives, and they're like organizing books, whatever. Then I go to my shower, and my shower is home, argue, ton. So if I can, I try to make the first word associated with a person. Um, I wasn't really able to do that with the first two here, but home, I imagined Macaulay Culkin is like the person for home if that comes in the first of three. So home, argue, ton. So I just imagine he's arguing with Brenda Song, a tongue. Like they're just arguing. And so now I'm on my nightstand, and I spelled this wrong, but Colonel, I imagine Colonel Sanders, deletion, quit. So I imagine this is on my not nightstand, bookshelf. Colonel Sanders, and he's like deleting something on a computer, and he just quits. Like he tried to delete something, got frustrated, and he quit. Then I go into the fridge, panel ruler first. So panel, I imagine a panel show, like 8 out of 10 cats, um, QI, if you know any of these British panel shows. My dad and I are really into those. So panel ruler first. So I imagine it's a panel, and they're discussing a ruler. Like that's like, they all have these mascots or whatever. I'm over explaining it, but basically it's like a show, and they have a ruler, and like this is the first ruler. I don't know. It's a little weird, but it works for me. And then frame extract 9. Frame extract 9. It's in my in the toilet in the other bathroom. So imagine it's a picture frame, and I'm extracting a vine because I have like a peg system. 1 is gun, 2 is shoe, 3 is tree, 4 is door. I have like a thing to remember just 1-digit numbers, and my thing for 9 is vine. So I imagine pulling a vine from the frame. So stuff like that, to me, it makes sense. To me, it's memorable. To you, maybe it's something else. You got to take the time to figure this out. Then plotter address isolation. I imagine I'm plotting a plant. There's an address on it, and so I move it into an isolation. So you get the idea. I won't explain the rest of this, but you got to pick locations ahead of time on where to store things. And so you can use this for grocery lists to remember, stuff for school. I had a Mind Palace where I remembered a bunch of information about all 116 Supreme Court justices. So this method works for any kind of data. And it almost got me my first 50 out of 50, but I was rushing it and I didn't check my spelling. So there you go. Watch my channel for more. Hopefully you got a little bit out of that. If you have any more questions, DM me, comments. This is kind of all there is to it. You just practice and you get better at visualizing. But that's all I'm doing is just 3 words per image, drop them, go through Mind Palace, went through my apartment. Then I went to my car, somewhere else. Like pick locations ahead of time, drop the data. You got this. It's not that hard.